You know that guy you filled out the survey about? Well, I've got to break it to you. He scored an F. Just run away. And I mean run, not walk. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's very unlikely to go far in his career. If he talks big, it's mostly just talk and not backed by action or real effort. When problems come up at work, he might become upset easily or pull away instead of solving them.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's much more likely to break down than bounce back. Small setbacks can hit him hard, and instead of finding a solution or standing up for himself, he will often withdraw or avoid the issue completely. This makes it hard for him to recover from difficulties or learn from mistakes.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work often find it hard to like or respect him. He struggles to connect with others and doesn't show much kindness or patience. No big fights, but he's not the person others go to for support or teamwork.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do well in your career, he is more likely to feel insecure than proud. Instead of cheering for you or sharing in your happiness, he might pull away or seem upset. You might notice him shutting down or avoiding conversations about your achievements.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, if you earn more than him, he is very likely to feel insecure and even secretly resentful. He may not say anything directly, but you'll notice changes. Maybe he becomes withdrawn, moody, or less talkative when money or work comes up. This can quietly hurt your relationship, making you feel unappreciated for your hard work.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is careful with money, sometimes even to the point of being strict or stubborn about spending. He doesn't like taking risks, so you'll rarely see him throw money around or make big, impulsive purchases. Be prepared for lots of "do we really need this" conversations before every little purchase.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives a life he can afford and does not pretend to be richer than he is. He is practical and cautious about money, only spending what he feels comfortable with. There's no showing off or trying to impress others with fancy things or big gestures.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is more tight with both his money and his mindset. He rarely goes out of his way to help others or show generosity, even with those close to him. Small acts of kindness or gifts might feel forced or missing altogether.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is more likely to be controlling and even a bit secretive about money. He prefers to handle things his own way and may not talk openly about finances with you. This can make you feel like you're not part of the team when it comes to managing money.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to think housework should be done properly, but he may not step up to share it equally. He likes things in order, yet often expects routines to be followed without changing his own habits much. Even if you're working too, he may not offer much help or see why things should change.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to stand back and supervise rather than actually jump in and do chores or change diapers. He wants things done a certain way, but often leaves the real work to you, offering advice or pointing out what needs fixing instead of getting his hands dirty. Even when he does help, it might feel like he's just going through the motions or doing the bare minimum.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He rarely tries to understand your side and is more likely to argue just to prove he's right. When there's a disagreement, he may quickly get upset, raise his voice, or stubbornly stick to his opinion instead of listening to you. This can make solving problems together much harder and leave you feeling unheard.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he's more likely to say hurtful things or act in a rough, disrespectful way. He doesn't have much patience, and his temper can flare up quickly, leading to sharp words or even shouting. This can make arguments feel much worse, leaving you hurt and the problem unresolved.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. Small things can set him off, and he finds it hard to control his emotions when upset. It can lead to hurtful words, cold silences, or even bigger fights in the future.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He rarely says sorry or takes responsibility for his mistakes. Instead, he is likely to blame you, make excuses, or avoid the issue altogether. Even when it's clear he was wrong, he struggles to admit it or make things right.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He's not very good at understanding or respecting boundaries, and there's a risk he may not take your no as seriously as he should. He tends to focus on what he wants and can get upset or pushy if things don't go his way. This attitude can make you feel pressured or unsafe, and it's a very important warning sign.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is the kind of man who takes it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding your feelings, he might become upset, sulk, or act cold toward you. This lack of empathy can put pressure on you and make emotional closeness even harder to build.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
With him, you may not always feel safe that private moments will be treated with care. If he gets upset or angry, there's a real risk he might bring up those personal things to hurt or embarrass you later. True trust comes when someone protects your dignity, even in a fight.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not someone who is easily distracted by other women. He usually keeps to himself and doesn't go looking for new attention or adventure outside the relationship. Faithfulness is more than just not straying, it's also about showing care and building trust.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he can be quite possessive, showing jealousy and controlling behavior. He may easily become suspicious, wanting to know where you are, who you're talking to, or what you're doing, sometimes for no real reason. Remember, real love is based on trust and respect, not constant suspicion or control.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, for him, what may seem like protective behavior is really a sign of a controlling personality. He might say he's looking out for you, but in reality, he wants things done his way and prefers to keep you under his watch. Real care allows you space to grow, control only keeps you small.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is more likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. While he may want things to be done a certain way and may step in to give instructions, he usually doesn't share the real load or get deeply involved. If equal partnership in raising kids matters to you, this can become a heavy weight over time.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. Small mistakes or emotional outbursts from the children can set him off quickly, leading to angry words or cold punishment instead of gentle guidance. This can make the kids feel nervous or scared to come to him with their problems, which can hurt their trust and comfort at home.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to fully support your role as both a mother and your own person. While he might expect you to handle all the responsibilities at home and with the kids, he may not recognize or appreciate your need for your own interests, career, or personal time. In the long run, this can make you feel lonely and undervalued.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem to support your career in the beginning, but could later ask you to quit once a child enters the picture. He tends to expect traditional roles and might believe that running the house and taking care of children is mainly your job. Be clear about your needs early and watch how his actions match his words over time.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to act polite on the surface with your parents rather than showing real warmth or making a heartfelt effort to connect. He may follow basic manners and avoid open disrespect, but it will probably feel formal or distant instead of genuine. Don't expect him to go out of his way to build a strong bond or show extra care for your family. He keeps a certain distance, even with those close to you. He is more likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than making much effort to fit into their ways.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's more likely to make things worse than handle it calmly. He gets upset easily and often reacts with sharp words or by withdrawing instead of keeping a cool head. This can leave you feeling caught in the middle, managing everyone's feelings on your own.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might appear modern with you in private, but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. At home, he may let you make some choices or express your views, but around family, he'll likely want you to dress, speak, and behave according to old expectations. Make sure you're comfortable with both sides before you commit.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his family rather than support you. He tends to avoid confrontation and finds it uncomfortable to stand up against his own relatives. This can make you feel alone and unsupported, especially when you need him the most.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He does have the qualities of a mummy's boy, and it's unlikely he will choose your side in a conflict. His loyalty will often lean toward his mother's wishes, and he may avoid standing up for you even when you're right. Over time, this can leave you feeling like an outsider or always second in the family.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might share the details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. Instead of keeping your personal matters between the two of you, he may turn to them for advice, comfort, or to complain about you. If protecting your private life matters to you, this is something to take very seriously.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, there you have it. This guy is an F. Again, this is not going to end well. Just run away. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel lonely, heavy, and draining. He rarely shows warmth or understanding, often leaves you to handle problems on your own, and expects routines to run his way without much help or support.